Hello all. Today you're going to be learning about solving two-step equations. Okay, so you should have already watched the previous videos on solving one step using addition, subtraction, and then solving one step on using multiplication, division, because you need those steps for learning two-step. So the first example is on the board. 2x plus 3 equals 9. First step is always to split it down the middle because we want to keep track of what is on the left versus what is on the right side. Remember that our goal is to get x by itself, preferably on the right, although technically it could be on either side. And then you want to get your numbers on the right side. So the first thing I notice is that this says 2 times x plus 3. The easiest thing to do is to get rid of the plus 3 from the left side. So in order to do that, we are going to use the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. So I will subtract 3 from both sides. Doing this creates a 0, which is getting us closer to x being by itself. So positive 3 minus 3 cancels to make 0. And the only thing I'm left with on the left side is the 2x. Now I just have to do simple math. 9 minus 3 is 6. Do not forget to bring down your symbol. Now I notice that I have 2 times x, and the only way to undo multiplication is to divide. So since I'm multiplying by 2, I am going to also divide by 2. Keep in mind that you must perform these operations on both sides, otherwise your equation will no longer be balanced, okay? So 2 divided by 2 is 1, which will leave me with a 1x, which is the same thing as x. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's move on to the next question. Number 2. Wait a minute, it's all different. It's not. 4 plus 3x is the same thing as 3x plus 4 if we use the commutative property. We do not need to rearrange anything in this case because we can still add or subtract on both sides. First step is to split it down the middle. I notice that this is a positive 4, so I will subtract 4 from both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0. I bring down my positive 3x, and then I subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. Once again, I'm left with a simple one step, which means that I have 3 times x equals 3. I should divide 3 on both sides. Moving on to the third example. For number 3, we put in a whole bunch of negatives. Ooh, no big deal. If you need your calculator, you're going to want to go and get that now. Okay? So we're going to split this down the middle. And our first step should be to remove the constant from both sides. I want x to be by itself, so I'm going to undo this negative 10 first by adding 10. Negative 10 plus 10 makes a 0. I'm left with negative 4x. Do not forget that sign. Multiplying by 4 and multiplying by negative 4 are two different things. Think about owing someone $4 or having $4. Two different scenarios, right? So negative 4x needs to be brought down. And then once again, if you need the calculator, that is okay. Negative 2 plus 10 is positive 8. I have to remember now that addition is not going to undo this one-step equation. This is a negative 4 times x. So to undo it, I should divide by negative 4. On both sides, of course, x is equal to 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. Okay? And finally, for the last question, split it down the middle. Once again, this is negative 5 times x minus 8 equals negative 18. Add 8 to both sides since it is the inverse operation of subtraction. Bring down your negative 5x. Perform the indicated operation, which is negative 18 plus 8, which is negative 10. And lastly, divide both sides by negative 5. Negative 10 divided by negative 5 is a positive 2. Bye.